friends, happy Wednesday. Welcome to the Daily Creative Challenges in Adobe Illustrator. My name is Julia Masalska, like so. Feel free to check me out on Instagram. I'm called the same. So happy Wednesday, and thank you everybody for joining in the chat. We have Becca, we have Jack, we have Wade, Ruben, Brett, Kobe, Paloma, Alicia and Felipe, Alberto. Wow, so many cool faces. Thank you so much for joining. And today, so exciting, we're going to be working on a t-shirt mock-up using the branding that we have been working on so hard for the past almost 2 weeks. Guys, I have seen you guys have done such an amazing job, applying the different applying your branding to the different challenges, and this is what we want to do until Friday. We want to work on a branding project that you guys can put onto Behance and you can use for a reference for your future clients. Thank you so much, Wade. And Bruno is joining, Noor is joining, Anthony, hi, hello world. Yeah, let me know where you guys are tuning in from, what time it is in your country. I know for some of you it's already late evening, so let me know if that's the case. Giovanna is here from Spain. Cool. All right, my friends, so to jump into my work screen, we're going to see the Daily Creative Challenge page. This is where you can get all the information necessary to join us and to participate in the challenges. Here you can click the little button, take the challenge. Here you can click the community chat, which is our Discord channel, and this is where we post all of our amazing work. As you can see, Divine Rose here, florist branding, super cool. I think you did a really great job. And here are a bunch of other things here. An amazing business card mockup. We have been working on a business card mockup yesterday, and today we're going to do a t-shirt mockup. So here you will see every single day a new challenge unlock, and the page that is behance.net/challenge/illustrator. This is where we are going to get started with our starter file. So by clicking get started, you will be able to download the file I have prepared for you guys. I have already prepared a mockup for you guys that is from unsplash.com/photos/WWES and so on. So you can see the link here. The photo is taken by Annamalie, and this is a really great photo for us to use as a free mockup. Feel free to check that out, or feel free to check out stock.adobe.com for stock mockups. Cool. And Noor saying at 10:31 p.m. here. Wow. Dave is saying here in Toronto is 2:30 p.m. Wow. And Felipe from Brazil, it's 3:32. Oh wow, it's so interesting to kind of see where you guys are all coming from. Roseanne is saying thank you, Julia. I believe that was your challenge that we just saw. Awesome. Divine Rose is her nickname on Discord. Roseanne, you did a really great job with the business card. I'm really happy to see your guys' progress during this project. And even if you're new to Illustrator, it doesn't matter. You can still jump into it and work with us on this, because Illustrator is just so easy to learn, and it's a software where you can really learn step by step. Every single day we're learning a new tool, a new thing. So this is what it's all about, step by step. Anthony's here. Hi, good to see you. All right, so my friends, as you can see here on the right side, I have provided you guys with some typefaces for this project. Feel free to find your own typefaces on fonts.adobe.com. Let's check that out real quick so you guys get an idea. fonts.adobe.com. Maybe we can also post the link in the chat. That would be great. So here on Browse Fonts, we will be able to find different kinds of typefaces for our project. As of now, I'm using a lot of sans serifs. A sans serif is basically a very minimalistic typeface without any serifs, which are basically those little hooks that some letters have. And then we have serif typefaces. We do have slab serif, script. The typeface that I have provided to you guys, ATF Livermore script, is a script typeface, so you can also download it from here or activate it from here. It's a really amazing typeface to create logos. I feel like you can create literally any type of logo with this. So my brand name is Glam Up, but feel free to find yourself an own an own brand name and create for your own branding. Find your own color palette, and so this is how it will look like in ATF Livermore script. It looks really nice. You can just put your sample text up top and see how your logo looks in a certain typeface. You can also do that here. So let's say my brand name is Glam Up. I can go ahead and increase the text size, and then I will be able to see what typeface works for my logo. And it makes it so easy to pick a typeface here. And these typefaces are all free, included in your Creative Cloud subscription. So this is the good part. And if you're ready to activate one of these typefaces, simply go on the font family. You can activate both the typefaces, or you can activate a single typeface by simply clicking activate it. All right, my friends, so this was fonts.adobe.com. There is also color.adobe.com where you can find really great color combinations and so on. Kevin is saying when to use serifs and when do you use sans serifs. Kevin, I remember you from Adobe Live. You have been so amazing. I remember you've been working in XD. So good to see you. So I think it's all about the mood of your project, of your brand. Sans serifs are good when you have a very minimalistic, modern kind of looking brand. If you're using serifs, it can become very elegant and can become very classy. So depending on what type of project you're currently working on, this is how you kind of select the typeface. You want to adapt the typeface to the whole story of the brand, right? So if it's a very classy, wine brand that is kind of suited to an older generation, I would totally go for a serif to kind of make it a little bit more maximalist. Cool, Roseanne. Yeah, that's a great question, totally. And feel free, guys, to ask questions if you have any in the process. So today, what we are going to be doing is I'm going to show you guys how to create a simple t-shirt mock-up in Adobe Illustrator. So you don't even have to go into Photoshop. I mean, if you can totally do that. But for now, we're going to stick with this image, and we're just going to overlay it with our graphics. Right? So hopefully you guys have this image embedded. I'm pretty sure I have embedded this image. So you should have it in this file. If for some reason you're not able to access it, feel free to copy this link, Command C, and then go into your browser and Command V it into your browser. So paste it into your browser, and this is where you will find this image. You can download it and place it into your document, but it should be there. So we should be good. All right, my friends, so here you can see I have selected 3 different typefaces for you guys. For my logo, I have used the Gopher typeface, which is currently one of my favorite typefaces. It's so modern, it's so cool. It has different weights. It has a really cool font family that you can try to experiment with. But for now, for my logo, I'm going with Gopher Medium, and I'm going to just copy paste this little text here, and I'm going to write my brand name, Glam Up. As you can see, currently the letters are a little bit far apart. What we want to do is we want to select the text, and to reduce the spacing between the letters, it's called tracking. So here on the right side in the properties panel, you will see the tracking settings, and I will set this to 0. Feel free to experiment with your typeface that you chose, and make sure that the tracking is right and that your text is well legible. So how can we see if a text is well legible? We have to zoom out. So if we zoom out, we will see that logo badge is so much better legible than Glam Up, and I tell you the reasons why. Because it's written in caps, and it's also, the tracking is also wider, so it makes the letters wider, look wider apart, right? So it helps our eye to process the information better if there's a little bit more spacing between the letters. Hi Jyotirmiya, good to see you. Vanessa is saying, is Photoshop better for Mockup or Illustrator? I would say Photoshop has different things that can be beneficial for a mockup, but in this case it really doesn't matter. In this case I just want to, let's say I'm designing a branding and I want to create a presentation for a client. I'm going to create a very simple, quick mock-up with my inside my Illustrator, so I don't even have to go into Photoshop. But you can totally feel free to do that if you will find some amazing, I don't know, mock-up where it says where it has a very nice texture in and really nice preset for the print that can look really realistic. But in this case, I think we can totally work with this simple image. So when I'm building presentations for clients, I'm usually staying in Illustrator. If it's not a complicated mockup, if it's not something where I have to adapt the perspective, you know, and although you could do it here as well. So in this case, we're just going to stay here, but feel free to try out Photoshop as well. All right, so I'm going to make it just a little bit larger, just like so. And now we have our typeface, right? We have typed up our logo. We have the perfect preset between in the tracking. So now I'm going to click Command Shift and O to outline our text. Now we can go into the vector. We can modify our letters. We can even, you know, create something, I don't know, something interesting like that. If you have some kind of logo experimenting you want to do on this shirt, or you can also feel free, if you don't have an own brand, feel free to just write something on top of the t-shirt. So let's say I want to write Happy Wednesday. My spelling is the worst on streams, I'm telling you guys. Happy Wednesday. Okay, this should work. And now I'm going to change it into a darker typeface, just like so. And now we can adjust the lines here so that it's not all squeezed on one line. Although you can do that totally. You can totally do that as well if you want. So let's put this on one line. It can look really cool if you have something kind of written in one line and make it a little bit smaller. I have seen so many t-shirts, you know, and many brands do that as well. So that can look really cool as well, a little bit smaller, like so. Happy Wednesday, woo! And now I'm going to Command Shift and O, outline this. So now we have something that looks pretty realistic. And so for now this looks pretty good, but you can make it even better. So we do have a certain texture in our fabric, right? So what we want to do is we want to try out with we want to try out some transparency settings. So if you go onto Window and select the transparency, Emily's is saying, oh, Felipe is asking, is it necessary to send a CMYK specific export to print this artwork? Yes, totally. So if this is only for presentation, so let's say you want to show your client how your branding looks on this t-shirt. For this, in this case, you export in RGB mode, because for now, for us, it's important to show the client, look, this is how your logo will be adapted to a t-shirt. This is how it could look like on a person wearing a t-shirt, right? But if you want to print the actual t-shirt, you will need to create a separate file with CMYK settings. CMYK settings are there for digital print. So let's say we want to create a new file that's called t-shirt graphic. Here we will need to go for print, and then we can also select inches or centimeters, how it's easier for you to understand kind of the sizing. For me, centimeters, in the US we use inches, but let's just keep it with inches for now. And we know that the space we have on our t-shirt that we want to print is, let's say, 2 by 6 inches, right? And now we are creating this artboard. We're clicking create, and now our t-shirt, well, actually, I don't know, we will need to resize this. So we can reverse it here at the top in our artboard settings. So this is our artboard, right? And if we want to place our graphic in here for print, what I would do is just copy this part here and paste it into my new artboard. Here we know this is 2 by 6 inches, So we can take a ruler and we can measure it out, and we can see exactly how large the size of the logo will be on the t-shirt. And this is the artboard that we're going to fit this design into, right? And now to be able to export this file for print, the settings need to be a little bit different than in the file for presentation. The presentation will always be in RGB mode, and the print will be in CMYK mode. And I'm going to export it as PNG because we don't want the white background to print, right? So we're using PNG, which kind of removes the background, or it doesn't show the background. The background is shown as transparent. And I'm using the artboard 1. Okay, export, and then I'm going to have additional options, right? So we have background color transparent, and we need our resolution set to 300 points per inch. This is very important because lower resolution will make it a little bit blurry, and you don't want that. So we want to have the background color set to transparent, and we click OK. Another option would be to, depending on the printer, depending on their technique that they use for print, we can also export it as a SVG file. Export as, and then we can go and use SVG as our preset and use the artboard, of course. SVG is basically a vector file that we are exporting for the printer. The printer will be able then to set their machines to the vector that you want to share with them. But the most common thing, the way that you export this type of logo for print will be, I would say, a PNG, because you don't want the white background. And if you wanted the white background behind this, you can export it as a JPEG. Export as, and here we will click JPEG. There we go, use artboards. And here we will have the color mode set to CMYK. This is very important. This is digital print color preset. So here we also need a resolution set to 300 points per inch. And yeah, I don't mind it being a larger file. Okay. So this is how you do it if you want to export this for print. Right now, this is all for a presentation. So let's say I have slides and I want to insert this image, of this man wearing this t-shirt. And let's say I want to let's say I have a texture in my t-shirt and I want my logo to kind of reflect or adapt this texture just a little bit. So there are different ways to do this. The first way is to decrease the opacity just a little bit. So let's say maybe like 10%, right? This will already make it look so much more natural and so much more realistic, because it gives the logo a little bit of transparency. You can even go up to 80, because a real print will never, in this setting, will never look as black as I put it in the beginning, right? It will always kind of reflect some light, or there will always be something happening for it to not look perfect. So I can even go a little bit lower. Depending on your guys' color, it can always vary, but this already looks pretty realistic, maybe just a little bit more. And also decreasing the opacity will help you kind of get the texture going inside the logo, inside the object, right? So this already looks pretty realistic. If you look at the comparison, if I'm going to make the other version completely black, it does look more realistic if it's a little bit more transparent than this one, right? Another thing you can do is, let's make a copy of this and make it 100%. Another thing you can do is you can play with transparency. So if you go into Window, Transparency, this is where you will find different transparency settings. Right now it's set to normal, but if we go onto Darken or Multiply, let me set it on in a setting where it's a little bit better visible. So let's say it's Darken or Multiply. Where did it go? Let's see, transparency, there we go. Okay, so right now it's set to Multiply, Darken, Overlay. So overlay effect creates something like this, where you can, depending on the mockup, this can be really useful to kind of create some kind of effect like that. So this is difference. Difference can also be really good for us in our case to kind of make it look a little bit more realistic, but I think it's a little bit too light. Exclusion. So there are different things that we can, you know, experiment with. There is also hard light. Hard light will also take a bunch of the texture and you know, mix it up with the existing logo. But what I like doing is I feel like this kind of preset is pretty good for us to work with right now. What you can also do is using transparencies is you can create really cool effects inside a photo. So let's say we have a certain color. Let's say we have let's say a blue. I think a blue would look really cool here. Okay, and now we go back into our transparency settings, and now let's play with the transparency and see what it actually does. So if we go on to multiply, it creates this effect, and then you can also go into the opacity and, you know, and work with it, and it can create a really cool divider inside our image. So this can also be really cool to play with if you want to kind of overlay images with color. That can also be super fun. But for now, guys, what I want you to do is just simply try to apply your design that you have created already, or create your new design if you just kind of started off with this, and simply put it on top of this t-shirt or another image that you find, or it can also be a folded t-shirt that you can kind of overlay the logo on top. You can also, of course, use your brand pattern that we have been creating, or just use your brand elements. So let's say I'm just going to use the G like I did earlier this week. So I can also use this G as my brand element, right? So now I'm gonna go in, and I'm also going to decrease the opacity just a little bit, and I can also, you know, work and work with transparencies here as with the transparencies like I was showing you guys earlier as well. So make sure to try out a lot of different things, and you know, experiment with these settings, and see, this can already look pretty realistic here. And this is definitely something I could put in a presentation. And if you're creating, you know, a bunch of different mock-ups, you can totally do that. I can also show you guys, maybe if I have another minute, with a real client presentation that I have done. Let's see if I can find that one, but that will be actually really helpful, I think, for you guys to understand how I'm actually using it in real life. Let's see. And this does not have it. Meanwhile, please feel free to ask questions if you guys have any. So this is the setting that I'm using this for. So if you take a look at this, this is a real client that I have designed for. If you take a look at this, you will see that these things are kind of overlaid on top of the t-shirts. And so this can be really useful, guys, and I can recommend you guys experiment with it. And for today, please take this file that you have created and export it as a JPEG. Export as a JPEG. There we go. Colby's saying, yeah, that looks good. Thank you so much. If Jathan is saying, is it too late to join the challenge? Jathan, it's never too late. You can even join the past challenges. Feel free to rewatch them, and feel free to submit them into the challenge hashtag in our Discord channel. Okay, so I'm going to export this in RGB, okay? Because we want to see it on screens, right? So that's the reason why I'm exporting it in RGB. All right, now I'm going to post it here for you guys. Challenge, where is it? There it is. I'm going to post it in our, oh, my file is too powerful. Okay, that's interesting. So now let's see if our color mode, okay, we set our color mode to RGB. This is very important. Export as JPEG again. Okay, I'm just going to replace this file with a lower quality. So feel free for screens to use a medium resolution, and you can also decrease the size of the file just a little bit. That will be good enough for us. Now I'm going back to the Discord channel. By the way, to access the Discord channel, if you're not, for some reason, are not able to access any of the other links, this is the link, bit.ly/AI Discord. Even if you're not gonna post anything, feel free to just go and check it out. I mean, you won't lose anything. It's all free. There is nothing you have to do to get in, or no tests, no questions. You can just join and see what the others are doing, and maybe it will also help you to kind of create your own in the future, hopefully. Let's see where my file is going. It's not posting. Okay. All right. So hopefully this is all easy for you guys to understand. I mean, it's a very, very easy challenge for you guys. So it's probably going to be easy for you to submit it. There we go. This is already my glam up here, my logo, and cool. I'm looking forward to see what you guys are going to do this. Jathan is saying, how do we present our layout? A presentation is another topic. We're maybe going to be talking about it in the next challenges. But for now, my friends, I'm looking forward to your submissions on the Discord channel, and stay tuned for the next stream. It's going to be about logo design and I believe packaging. So super exciting. Make sure to stay tuned. I believe they will also review your designs there, so make sure to submit your designs in the next 90 minutes, and yeah, they will hopefully review your designs on the live stream. All right, my friends, I'll see you tomorrow for the next challenge. Have a great day. Bye bye.